Welcome to Dial Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's top stories, the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital celebrates its success in providing 900 cases of radiosurgery over the last decade. In the battle against drug abuse, we learn why Taiwan's government now sends drug addicts to rehabilitation centers instead of the prison. And in our continuing report on energy resources in Taiwan, we explore the potential of solar energy and the barriers in promoting such energy. We kick off today's program in Taiwan. The Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital began using gamma knife radiosurgery to treat brain tumor patients in October 2003. Over the past decade, the medical team has helped over 900 patients from all around the island. The director of the neurosurgery department, Dr. Su Quanfa, recently shared his clinical experience and will also be taking part in this year's International Conference on Neuro-Oncology. Once the patient's head is stabilized, the stereotactic radiosurgery will be able to get rid of unwanted tumor cells. Gamma knife radiosurgery is a high-precision and non-invasive treatment for brain tumor patients without damaging any arteries or nerves.
Every shield has a hole, and there are 201 holes all up. The radiation will focus on getting rid of the tumor. The gamma knife radiosurgery can turn living tumor cells into non-living organisms. We take out most of the tumor. When it comes to issues regarding blood vessels, combining gamma knife surgery with other forms of treatment has been shown to be effective.
Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital began using radiosurgery in 2003 and over the past decade has helped over 900 patients. Neurosurgery Department Director Su Quanfa says that in comparison to traditional surgery, the gamma knife treatment is less risky and reduces the relapse rate greatly.
If we don't treat it now through radiosurgery, it will grow larger. If we go ahead with the treatment, we will be able to control it right away. Our average is within 20 to 30 years.
Through the process, we have gained a lot of experience, which has become an important research result. This might even change the rules of modern-day brain tumor treatment. It will be a great development and step forward in the medical field.
Dr. Su will also be sharing his clinical experiences at an international neuro-oncology conference as he hopes to provide better quality health care to all patients in the near future. Those who suffer from a blocked nose, post-nasal drip and have difficulty in breathing for long periods of time might be suffering from a condition known as chronic hyperplastic sinusitis. In Taiwan's New Taipei City, 57-year-old Mr. Deng suffered from such a condition. However, he was afraid that a surgery would not resolve his problem. Let's take a look. 57-year-old Deng Qinghai has suffered sinusitis for some 20 years. Whenever the weather changes, he experiences a blocked and runny nose. Though Deng has been on medication for many years, he was advised to seek surgery to fix his condition. However, he had his doubts.
To be honest, I was really afraid of surgery. Many also said that the condition might relapse later, so it won't really help.
It wasn't until the headaches became too much to bear for Deng that he decided to get a further checkup at the ENT department of Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. There he discovered that polyps had grown over his nasal passage, filling his maxillary and causing swelling.
The doctor suggested that sinusitis might take a long time to reoccur, so why not end the pain now? I would feel more comfortable after a surgery as well.
The doctor used an endoscope to locate the polyps before removing it, thus finally ending Deng's pain for good.
The wound was quite small, so he recovered real quick. Compared to traditional surgery, there won't be any scars, and the patient won't feel like there's something wrong either.
After the surgery, Deng not only can breathe properly once again, but is also feeling much more comfortable in general. It is suggested that those with chronic hyperplastic sinusitis speak with the doctors about the possibility of surgery if their condition has not improved after taking medication. Staying in Taiwan's New Taipei City, Tzu Chi Santong Grounds held a 4-day tea ceremony and floral arrangement class. Over 300 participants from 14 countries worldwide gathered to learn about the beauty of the tea, flower, and Tzu Chi's humanistic spirit.
What kind of cause and effect does a cup of tea have?
With 1 cup of tea, you can come in contact with many people. With 1 cup of tea, you can tell many stories.
Here in Taiwan, participants from 14 different countries gather at Tzu Chi Santong Grounds in New Taipei City to learn about Tzu Chi's humanistic spirit.
I don't discipline myself much on my conduct, but after attending the Jingsi tea class, I have been influenced by the teacher's demeanor.
I can't sit still. My father was very wise. Before he passed away, he wanted me to take this class, as he felt it would help me with self-cultivation in the future.
Not only does self-cultivation improve inner beauty, but it can serve as fulfilling filial duty. Some participants also find a new life after attending the classes.
I brew tea for my husband and children to drink. My husband and children all say I have changed since I started making tea.
Participants also get an opportunity to learn about flower arrangement. In 4 short days, everyone learned to express their inner beauty through tea and flower culture.
40 teachers from Malaysia's Tzu Chi academies recently went on exchange to Hualien Tzu Chi College of Technology in Taiwan. The 1-week seminar will help these educators learn to pass on humanitarian spirits to their students back home through personal experiences and fun interactions. Blowing bubbles is not an activity limited to children, but also for adults who would like to take a break to relieve tension and stress, as well as manage their emotions.
I think Taiwan has done a great job in humanitarian education. We hope to come here and learn as much as we can and apply what we have learned to our teaching curriculum back in Malaysia.
Listening intently and taking notes, 40 teachers from Malaysia's Tzu Chi academies are here on an exchange to Hualien's Tzu Chi College of Technology to learn how to use simple props and fun activities to help pass on humanitarian spirits to their students.
To be a good educator, we teachers must change ourselves. Only then will our students be able to take in what we teach them. We should teach in a fun and interesting way so that the children will be able to absorb quickly and then they will do well in school.
Through hands-on work and taking part personally, teachers are learning to think from their students' perspective and thus able to design curriculums according to their needs. Battling drug abuse is a problem in many countries, including Taiwan. In the past, violators were treated like drug traffickers and thrown into prison. However, this did nothing to help them fight against their addiction. Things only improved when the government realized the need to treat addicts like patients and sent them into rehabilitation centers. We now learn about battling drug addiction and how we can help.
The aroma of malt extracts fills this workshop. A brewer with decades of experience, Wang Zhenchang, can finally pass on his knowledge to his son. The sight of his son hard at work is the fruit of years of labor on Mr. Wang's part.
On August 8, 1999, my son drove off in a car. I thought to myself, there he goes again. It turned out that he was making an amphetamine delivery.
The old brewer's heart ached for his son's drug addiction and the suffering his son endured.
It's just like eating. Know the dreadful hunger when you cannot even get 3 meals a day. That's what being a drug addict is like.
For drug addicts, cravings may torment their body, but the disdain of others cuts even deeper.
Why won't anyone lend me a helping hand? I want to change. Why won't anyone give me a chance? Why?
担心别人会知道他们的过去。
They are constantly worrying about others discovering their past. They are worried about not being given a second chance. Some who are already working are worried about the distrust and scorn when others discover their past.
Drug addicts are ostracized and forsaken. What sets them back even more is that they do not know why they simply cannot quit.
The problem with addiction is that the person loses self-control. They indulge themselves, which leads to many problems.
The emotional turmoil strengthens their drug dependency, which leads to greater complications.
Because they can't fight their addiction, complications arise such as secretly sharing a needle, which could lead to AIDS, or they are broke but need a fix, so they go rob someone. So more social problems are created.
Before 1998, all drug addicts in Taiwan were governed by the Narcotics Elimination Act. Violators were treated as narcotic traffickers and were imprisoned. However, this did nothing to help them battle their addiction.
When dealing with our assigned cases, we often feel that they are criminals who committed a crime and are sent here to be punished for their wrongdoings.
This is quite a different perspective compared to a medical standpoint, where treating an addict by punishing them will not be very effective.
Seeing that imprisonment did not keep the drug addicts at bay, the Taiwan government began re-evaluating its anti-drug policy and later passed the Drug Control Act in 1998, which sends drug addicts to rehabilitation centers instead of prisons.
The design of the Drug Control Act is to treat an addict like an incarcerated patient, in between being a patient and a prisoner.
The new law drastically changed how drug addicts were treated during the term of their sentence.
It used to be the Narcotics Elimination Act, where we were treated no differently than a prisoner. Now we have counselors to work with us.
The Drug Control Act fundamentally changed how the country is dealing with drug abuse. However, addicts cannot rely simply on self-control to fight their addiction. Strong family support, such as how Wang Zhenchang was there for his son, is also imperative.
Now I'm already a father of 2 children, so I can relate to and understand, empathize, not sympathize, with the fact that my father was just watching out for me.
For drug addicts without a strong family support system, the government may be their only savior. The Taiwan government has realized the importance of treating addicts as patients and preventing problems before they manifest. Drug abuse prevention centers have thus been established across the country to support rehabilitated addicts and also to hold seminars and lectures in schools and communities. We will have more in our next report.
As June 3rd is Taiwan's Opium Suppression Day, the Ministry of Justice hopes to keep citizens from drugs through promoting services of an anti-drug campaign. Promotional events were held near Ximending in Taipei, as teenagers are the primary target. Through spreading this message, hopefully a cleaner and drug-free environment will return.
This adorable mascot from the government's anti-drug campaign is here to remind young people to just say no. In early May, Taiwan's Criminal Investigation Bureau just successfully seized over $10 million worth of narcotics. Had they wandered into society, the impact would be very serious.
The 450 kilos of narcotics seized have a purity of 99%. We estimate this can be taken by over 1 million people. If this was to enter our country, it would cause severe impact on our people.
The drugs were disguised as cargo inside an import container. It seemed the drug traffickers tested this method many times before the actual operation.
I think these traffickers are very experienced, as they have been in the business for decades, so we deployed a lot of manpower in this case.
When investigating drug origins and trafficking pipelines, Taiwan's Criminal Investigation Bureau carefully plans accordingly to bring violators to justice. As summer approaches, youngsters must be careful to not go astray.
To help with increasing energy costs and escalating demand, Taiwan's government has been working to raise the percentage of energy derived from renewable resources from its current 3.9% to 9%. Although along those lines, the Ministry of Economic Affairs Energy Bureau has been promoting the installation of solar panels in both the public and private sectors. In our next report, we take a look at the potential of this renewable energy source and the barriers currently preventing more Taiwanese from embracing it.
Here, row after row of solar panels soak up the sun, but what you're looking at is not a solar panel testing facility, but Taiwan's first ever solar-powered chicken coop.
Using what are called beam condensers, these panels take in the immense power of sunlight and condense it into the surfaces of the solar panels.
A year and a half ago, with help from Taiwan's MOEA, chicken farmer Deng spent $3 million to install solar panels on top of his 10,000 square foot chicken coop.
After installing it, not only does the roof no longer leak when it rains, but the temperature inside the coop on sunny days is 4 to 5 degrees lower than before, which means my chicken no longer die of heat stroke.
The solar panels on Deng's chicken coop produce 120,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year, which then sold to Taipower for 8.9 NT dollars per kilowatt hour, netting him 1 million NT dollars or 300,000 US dollars. The MOEA is currently working to encourage more private enterprises and citizens to do the same. Here in Tainan, the city government has been working hard to promote the use of solar panels. In addition to City Hall, 52 other government buildings or schools are currently equipped with solar panels.
Tainan is the sunniest place in Taiwan. A 2011 study by the MOEA Bureau of Energy showed that in the greater Tainan region, every kilowatt of solar energy can produce 1,343 kilowatt hours. That number stands as the highest in Taiwan.
In addition to the public sector, several local companies have also joined the effort to help Tainan become a low-carbon city.
For every kilowatt of solar power, we produce about 1,343 kilowatt hours. From this number, it is obvious that the south of Taiwan has great potential regarding the use of solar panels.
Taiwan is the world's second largest producer of solar panels. However, over 90% of them are exported. Solar power is currently underutilized in Taiwan as both costs of installation and uncooperative weather remain unresolved issues. According to the Central Weather Bureau, regions above the Tropic of Cancer, such as Taipei, get 50% less sun than those below the Tropic of Cancer. Government funding has also become a problem. Last year, Taipower paid 60.9 to 9.4 NT dollars for every kilowatt hour. However, this year it is only paying 6 NT dollars, thus making the installation of solar panels economically infeasible for many. As well, although solar panels are carbon-free, they are not entirely free of environment problems.
The production of solar panels creates a lot of pollution. So even though we say that solar panels are environmentally friendly, their production is definitely not.
In 2012, total energy produced by solar panels was only 30 million kilowatt hours, accounting for only 0.03 of total energy production. Especially in the summer season, solar panels simply cannot meet demand.
When there is sun, they will produce energy, but without sun, no energy is transmitted. Therefore, there is always the danger that the unstable nature of solar panels could affect the stability of the network in place.
In the next 10 years, Taiwan's government hopes to increase the use of renewable energy from its current 3.9% to 9%. However, with hydro and wind power currently at their limit and problem with solar energy still being worked out, there remains much work and discussion to do before such numbers become a reality.
Also in Taiwan, in Taipei, we meet a family of 4 who lives in a crude house. As the family relies on government subsidies and does odd jobs, they have no extra money to purchase furniture. Upon learning of their difficulties, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at their home with donated second-hand furniture. Here's more.
Tzu Chi volunteers work hand in hand, moving down furniture to the first floor. Although the moving process is long and tiring, no one complains.
I am very thankful because I have the chance to donate my unused furniture to this family, at the same time giving these items a second lease on life.
Some of the furniture couldn't fit into my new home, so I decided to donate them to our care recipients. They are still in good conditions.
Soon, the truck full of donated furniture arrives at the home of this family. This family of 4 is very poor and makes a living by doing odd jobs while relying on government subsidies. With the second-hand furniture in place, this house is now full of warmth and laughter. Seeing their house full of furniture, this family is all smiles. Thanks to Tzu Chi volunteers, they are ready to start a new page of their lives.
In our final report, we meet mighty mom Gao Jingxuan. Gao Sang Huan Chuanyu suffers from cerebral palsy and studies at the National Hemei Experimental School. To better care for her son, for the past 3 years, the two has lived together in the school's dormitory. Every day after settling Chuanyu for class, Gao will assist other students with special needs on the school campus.
Following Huang Chuanyu and his mother Gao Jingxuan, we arrive at their school dormitory. Inside the some 20 square meter room, one sees 2 single beds and a table. For the past 3 years, this room is where the two call home.
My son studies here and no one can take care of him, so I am here to assist him. This place is not as comfortable as our home, but at least I am able to care for him.
Every day, Huang Chuanyu's mother would give him a 30-minute massage, and after, the two will slowly make their way to Chuanyu's classroom. After settling Chuanyu in for class, Gao Jingxuan is ready to begin her day. She goes to a classroom in the elementary school section and assists a teacher in caring for students with special needs.
These
children need more care than my son, so I'm here to help. I'm very happy to see them grow up happily. It's all worthwhile.
She's a very responsible assistant and a good teacher. She takes care of these children just like her own.
Caring for students with special needs, Gao Jingxuan vows to continue her love and care for these children to help them grow up safely and happily.
We end today's program in China. In泉州, Fujian province, 47-year-old Wang Shanhu was paralyzed from the waist down after a work injury and has not had a bath for the past 16 years. Upon learning of her plight, Tzu Chi volunteers began regularly visiting the woman and gave her house a makeover as well as a long-awaited hot bath. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.